What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we're going to take a look at the Hivemind team in raids together with Super Scroll and see that yes, they can beat the nodes, the raid nodes. Wow, what a surprise. They were doing this already with Photon as a 3-piece, and now with a 4-piece it's better, obviously. But this is something that has been frustrating a lot of people, is that without Super Scroll this team is not going anywhere, and it seems like Goblin made this team in a way that their release method is just so frustrating. I see your comments, I see everyone's comments on YouTube and on Discord. What about Red Goblin? Do we know anything about Red Goblin? I don't have Super Scroll. What about this team without Super Scroll? Unfortunately, there is just nothing we can do. The team only works with the Super Scroll, and it's quite unfortunate. We are taking a look at a similar situation with the Extreme X-Men. Extreme X-Men as a 3-piece with Apocalypse and Archangel, they work fine. But then a 4-piece did not work at all, and now with the full team it works great, right? But at least with the Extreme X-Men we knew exactly which characters we were getting. In this case, it's not the case. We don't know anything about Red Goblin, and that's very frustrating for you, the viewer, the people that take my advice, and for me, the one that gives the advice, and I don't know what to tell you because it's just so bad. Now, the characters individually, they have some value. Venom has value, Void Knight has value, Gwenom has no value. Outside of raids, she has absolutely no value. She's too slow to apply a stun to anyone. And some people say, oh, but Carnage is gonna give speed bar for everyone. If you are a whale with 3 diamonds on Carnage, with gear tier 18 on Carnage, with ISO 8 level 5 on Carnage, maybe Raider or something, maybe yeah, maybe yes, maybe you can push someone below the 30% mark turn 1, and then that's going to affect your match. But if it's not the case, then well, it's not gonna work, right? So yeah, Carnage is gonna be great if you are a whale, if you are punching down with your level 100, with your ivory tower down to the peasants. But if it's not the case, then Carnage is gonna be absolute trash, because he doesn't do much on the first turn, on the second turn, until you can really start pushing the enemies below 30. And even so, it's not him doing anything. It's his passive, because then the rest of the team has to clean up. So this is definitely a very frustrating team to give advices for. But we're gonna take a look at them in raids, and you'll see that yes, it works. And then we just have to keep waiting and see if Goblin is gonna give us some more information about Red Goblin or not. And if you're not happy about this, well, reach out to your favorite envoy, reach out to your favorite Player's Voice member, and spam their social media on Facebook, on Twitter, on Discord, on Reddit. Let them know that this release of blind characters and blind teams with unknown results is definitely something that we don't appreciate. Okay, so with that in mind, as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure you share it to your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button. As always, like a boss. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at this team in raids. Once again, it's not gonna be a surprise that they can beat the raids. They are meant to do that, but yes, it has to be with Super Scroll. Without Super Scroll, they don't go anywhere. So let's take a look at that. So here we have the power of my team, and you guys can see the size, right? You see the size. We have 2 gear tier 18 characters. I have Venom at 17, and I have Void Knight at 18. And this is in terms of value in other game modes. Void Knight and Venom right now are the only characters that have value outside of raids. So let's take a look at this team in action. Here we go. The position I like is this one. You want to make sure that Carnage and the Gwenom do not die. In this video, I was using only the Gwenom T4 on the special and on her passive. Since then, I have done the ultimate as well, so she can do a little bit of barrier to the rest of the team. But remember that at 2 yellow stars, 2 red stars, gear tier 15, she's not going to give a lot of barriers. So the amount of barrier you are getting, it's like 5% of the other character's health. Okay, so here we go. I mean, it's the usual Super Scroll strategy. Instead of using the basic, use the special, which is a lot better. But the thing about this team is that Super Scroll is not going to get any turns. Now, you would be inclined to use the ultimate of Gwenom, but you have to do the special because you want to spread those evades and the defense up and the speed up, right? Because two characters already took turns, then you want to spread the speed up on Gwenom to everyone else, and that's going to be very helpful. Okay, so beyond that, as soon as your main characters took a turn, and we are talking about Venom spreading all those negative effects, you just want to make sure that you use the basic of Super Scroll to push as many people below 30 as possible, and this is going to give a bunch of speed bar to your characters, and you can see that Venom just takes absolutely ridiculous amount of turns. After you want to go with after Nova, and you want to make sure that you remove his energy because you still don't want him to do the special or the ultimate or anything like that. Yes, you can ability block him, but on turn he is going to clear those ability blocks away, so it doesn't matter. Be very careful with that. And here, once again, it's all about the Gwenom special. And this is something very concerning. I mentioned this on my previous video, because when the AI is using this team, the AI will always use the Gwenom ultimate first. And this is very concerning because after, what's going to be like when we have Red Goblin? Like, Red Goblin needs to give so much speed bar to this team that allows Gwenom to take 2 turns before the enemies take 1 turn. So we are going to take a look at probably ridiculous amounts of speed bar, like we have seen with the Pegasus team, right? The Pegasus team was very similar to this one. Even as a 4-piece, they would not work because they were just too slow. And this seems to be the case with this team as well. Okay, so we are almost done with the node. After the first attacks, there is not like any special strategy. You want to ability block the Captain Sam, that's it. You want to kill the Nova, that's it. And you don't even have to use the abilities of Super Scroll. Use the Super Scroll special at the beginning, and then you just use his basic, and then you are good to go. Here I was playing a little bit too soft, because this was my second time using this team. So yeah, since then I've been playing a lot more aggressive now, and we absolutely obliterate these nodes. But so far the team is fine. And yes, if you have your Gwenom as a striker, she's going to give a bunch of energy, and that's great about her because it allows you to have fun with the other characters, right? You really want to spam that ultimate with Venom and also use his special as often as possible, especially to extend like trauma, stuns, and so on. Okay, so that was the first node. Quite easy. The second node is not as easy. There is a little bit of RNG to the second node, and one of the reasons why is because Gwenom does not have focus. It's terrible. So she has that turn 1 stun, but she doesn't have the focus to land the stun. Void Knight, he has the 5000 extra focus on his ultimate, but Gwenom, she doesn't have any extra focus on her special, and that makes her a little bit, let's just say, a little bit inconsistent when it comes to raid performance. Okay, so here we go with the team. As you can see, we don't have to heal. The team is okay in that regard. They struggle still a little bit when it comes to negative effects. If you put heal block on them, they really struggle. So you can see a lot of Silver Samurai. So we are going to ability block the Silver Surfer. We are going to turn rewind him with our scroll, get offense up on the scroll. We're going to put negative effects with Carnage, and then we want to stun the Quicksilver. But guess what? Most of the times we are not able to stun the Quicksilver. As you guys just saw, the stun got resisted, and that's extremely risky. Very risky. If Quicksilver tunnels one of your weakest characters, then it's pretty much game over for your team. Okay, so now we have a Scarlet Witch. We're gonna try to delete that Quicksilver before he takes a turn. But yes, because it's so unreliable, the stuns of Gwenom, you really cannot count on them in order for you to be successful. So we're gonna apply offense down, we're gonna get some energy, and at this point, what we want to do, of course, is to push the enemies below 30. So you want to make sure that you do just that. Once again, be very careful with the Silver Samurais, as they can apply heal block to you, and that heal block is really gonna hurt you. And another thing that is very problematic is that they have the unavoidable stun. If they stun your Carnage, it's game over. So once again, when Red Goblin comes to the game, he really needs to give massive amounts of speed bar to this team on top of what they already have. Because otherwise, if you give just a chance for the Silver Samurais or the Quicksilver to have a turn, it's pretty much game over for you. Okay, so now we have the Eternals. We are going to get rid of them. The strategy I use here is just put them together, and you steal the energy from Ikaris and you try to stun Cersei. In my opinion, that's the best way to go about it. You can see here that Gwenam unfortunately stunned Ikaris, but it was with her ultimate, so it's not so bad. And once again, you just want to use the scroll basic. That's it, scroll basic, good enough. And you can pretty much destroy this. But if you stun the Cersei, she's not going to heal up as much, and it's a lot easier. So try to stun Cersei and remove the energy from Ikaris so he doesn't do his ultimate or his special, and you're going to be good to go. Okay, so we are almost done with this node. Make sure you apply Disrupt to the shield security, otherwise it's going to be very, very annoying. After you are done with the Quicksilver, after you steal the energy from Ikaris, there is not much that you have to worry about here. So you can see that once again I used the ability block with the Void Knight. And the reason why it's because we have so much energy with Gwenam. Her basic giving 2 energy, it's good enough to cover the most of the cost of the abilities of the different characters that we have, so you really don't have to worry about that. Okay, so there we go, that was the second node. As you guys can see, pretty easy with a 4-piece, with Super Scroll, but once again, it requires Super Scroll. Without Super Scroll, this team is not going anywhere, and we have 13,000 Super Scrolls in the wild, but on a 300,000 pool of players, that's still not a lot. Okay, so here we go, we're gonna take a look at the boss node, and I'm gonna use my Sinister Six sack, but if you guys want to use Rebirth, Rebirth is fine as well. You just want to sack a few of the abilities from the enemies, nothing special, but yes, when it comes to sacks, the Sinister Six bio is the best one for sure. So we are going to consume the special of Black Cat. We're going to consume the special of the Anti-Venoms or Asian Venoms, the special of Emma Frost, the ultimate of Firestar, and also the ultimate of Moonstone, yes, Moonstone. And that's pretty much it. If you do this, you can easily one-shot the boss node with your symbiotes. This was my second try using this team, so it's not going to be like super optimal, but I'm still going to be able to one-shot it. And today I did this again, and it was even easier, so it gets better the more you practice. Imagine that. Okay, so I switched the position around a little bit for absolutely no reason. I still use Carnage in the corner. I'm not sure why I changed it on this specific situation. But once again, it all comes down to using the Gwenam special, not the ultimate, the special. And once again, this is why Red Goblin needs to give a ton of speed bar to this team and turning wine to the enemies, because otherwise you are not going to be able to really stop the enemies, because the AI will mess it up. So here you can see I'm going to use the special, I'm going to give that speed up and evade to the allies, and that's going to make super easy. I had the ultimate of Super Scroll, but you don't want to use the ultimate, you just want to use the special to get offense up. And then you just want to attack the character with exposed, which should be Black Cat. If you do this, you should be able to really destroy this node. You're going to use the ultimate of Gwenam, we're going to get some energy, apply offense down to all the enemies, and then you're going to apply trauma. We're going to get a ton of speed bar. And once again, this is why the Red Goblin needs to provide the speed bar that the ultimate of Super Scroll provides. And of course, it's just in terms of damage output. And now, once again, you're going to steal all those positive effects from the enemies, or steal the negative effects and convert them into positive effects. When you get to this point, when you have death proof, when you have speed up, evade, counters, all those things. The team is very strong, but until you get to this point, and without super scroll, it's just not possible. Okay, so once again, we're gonna push the enemies below 30% health, and we're gonna attack the character with exposed. Very, very important attacking the character with exposed, because it will attack all enemies for 5%. With Venom, you want to spread those negative effects. I don't think that's a surprise. And you have to be careful with the Moonstones. If they are not ability blocked, they can cause you some problems. Okay, Magneto show up with his friends. So we're going to ability block Magneto so he doesn't apply blind to us. Once again, we are going to use the special of Venom on Black Cat so we can copy all those positive effects. Here I think I did the basic for energy. I'm not sure if I did the basic or not. But with Super Scroll, you want to use this basic and apply disrupt to everyone, so Magneto does not give speed up to everyone. After that, you want to make sure that you deleted the Nemesis, because if Nemesis does his special or his ultimate, you're going to be on a very dangerous situation. You can see that even with 5000 focus, on Void Knight, he failed to apply ability block to Captain Sam. And this is because of the deflects. If you guys don't know, the deflects give a 25% chance of always fail the ability block or stun. So once again, a little bit more inconsistency from that, but not the worst. And now Archangel, even with his basic applying the bleeds, is not going to kill us, because now we have the death proof to protect us. And this is why Venom is so important, and this is why you should always spam the special of Venom in order to get those evades, death proofs, and so on all the time. Okay, here we go. We have 40 seconds left. Like I was saying, since this day, I've been able to beat this a lot faster, even with a very small Venom. And that pretty much showed you that, yes, with a 4-piece and Super Scroll, yeah, you can pretty much one-shot all the nodes. You're just gonna spend 10 energy for the sack, but let's be honest, at the end of the day, this is really not gonna matter. So there we go. 4-piece symbiote with Super Scroll wins, but they already win it with 3-piece. So I really don't know what to tell you guys. Like, this is very frustrating to make a video like this, because they already beat it with Photon. So this is not really something that we need. It's gonna make it a lot easier, yes. It's definitely going to make it a lot easier, but Venom, once again, outside of raids, she doesn't do much. Carnage, outside of raids, is pretty much a lie. Unless you are a whale punching down on people smaller than you, you'll never see Carnage doing amazing things outside of raids. And Void Knight and Venom, they are definitely the characters that at least I'm getting some value in other game modes. And even when it comes to Dark Dimension 7, none of the characters here have any value. Even on Dark Dimension 6, none of the characters here have any value. And this is also a problem for suggestions for new players. Should you spend your teal gear on this team for Dark Dimension 5, 6, and 7? I don't know. Probably not, because none of them have any value there. And you cannot even use them together properly without breaking the bank. And this is just the reality that we have right now. So once again, I'm gonna tell you, go to Discord, go to Reddit, go to Facebook, go to your favorite envoy, go to your favorite player's voice member and complain about this situation. It's just not acceptable that Goblin is trying to sell us something that we have no information about. Is it gonna work? It's like you're gonna buy a car, you see that it has wheels. You see that it has wheels, right? But you don't know for sure if the motor is working. And this is a problem of this Hivemind team. But yeah, you guys, at least for now, can have some fun with these symbiotes, even with low gear, and be able to progress in your raid. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as possible. If you did, make sure you smash that like button. And if you found the video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Mouse Triforce content. And I'll catch you guys later.